For 4-4 work together, we have a couple of different tasks. The first one is we need to do 2 correcting entries. So on December 1st, we discovered that we had 2 incorrect entries that were posted, so therefore they require a correcting entry. So we journalized an error, it was posted, and therefore we need a correcting entry. So remember the 2 parts of a correcting entry. What should we have done? And then cancel out the error that was done. So the first one, it said we discovered that a transaction for supplies bought last month was journalized and posted to prepaid insurance instead of supplies. So for the first one, on December 1st, what should we have done? Well, we should have debited supplies. Memo 15. So that's what we're going to do. We should have debited supplies. So that's step 1. Remember, the debit always comes before the credit in a 2-line entry. The second part of a correcting entry is cancel out the error. Well, if we debited prepaid insurance for $75, to cancel out a debit for $75, we need to credit for $75. So prepaid insurance, we need to have a credit of $75. And that is our first correcting entry. The second correcting entry, also discovered on December 1st, we discovered that a transaction for rent expense was journalized and posted as a debit to repair expense instead of rent expense. So what should we have done? Well, we should have debited rent expense. So we're going to do that first, debit rent expense. This is M16. That's what we should have done. The second part is we need to cancel out our error. So if we debited repair expense for $900, in order to cancel out a debit of $900, we need to credit for $900. So repair expense, credit of $900. And those are our 2 correcting entries. Next, we discovered some errors in posting. So we have an account here, the drawing account, and we realized that we had 2 separate errors. So the first error is with the amount. So on November 15th, we should have debited $540. You could see here that we debited $450. So where we have A, should have been $540. Nothing needs to change to B, so we'll leave that blank. C should be $540. The next line, on the 30th, it says that we included a debit to the drawing account for $400. That was posted in error as a credit. So where we have E, that should have been a debit of $400. F should be blank, shouldn't be an amount at all. And then G, we need to update our account balance. So now we have 540 plus 400. So our new G be 940, which is our new account balance of 540 in C, and another debit for 400 in the second line for a total of 940. So those are correcting to the posting. If it's supposed to be a 0 or blank, leave that blank. So that is our 4-4 work together.